Hit it as it touched down, guys. Here's one. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cross Country Bank Angler. It is a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. I'm out here a little bit later than I normally am when I start fishing, but I'm out here at one of my local lakes here. There's also another lake on the other side of the road back there that I may try some today as well. I've made a couple of other videos here at these two lakes, so I'm actually going to link one of those in the description of the video. But it's been a while since I fished this place. I think the last time I was at this lake specifically was back in the fall. I was doing a lipless crankbait kit fishing challenge video there, and we were only here for about an hour and we didn't catch anything. So anyway, I've got three main goals today for the fishing at these two lakes. The first main goal is to just kind of try to get a little bit reacquainted with these lakes. You know, it's been a little while since I've really fished them thoroughly and caught anything, so just kind of trying to see if some of the old lures and techniques that I've used in the past are still going to work. The number two goal is, the time of year that I'm in right now, late May, early June period. This is around the time usually when some of the panfish species in our area start to do their spawn. So I'm talking about, bluegill and their relatives. They spawn after the bass and the crappie, and you can target them. So that could be something that we do today. That's just going to depend on if we find any fish spawning or not. And then the third and final goal, and this is kind of what I am looking forward to possibly doing the most if we're able to pull it off, is catch our first fish of the year on topwater. Most likely going to be a bass out of these lakes. I don't think there's any pickerel or anything else that would hit topwater in here, but that's our third and final goal. And that's kind of part of why I came out here a little bit later than usual, so I can kind of fish those later, dusk, low light hours before the sun goes down with some topwater baits. So without further ado, let's get started. You never know until you throw. So let's go. Alright guys, I've got my medium light spinning set up with me, and I'm starting off with this jerkbait here. This is a Rapala X Wrap. I've caught some fish on this here before. Honestly, the water looks a bit stained for a jerkbait, but since it's worked before, I figured I'd give it a shot, at least to start off with. But we may switch over to something else here fairly soon if the fish aren't hitting this pretty quickly. I'm not really an expert with these suspending jerkbaits. Honestly, I have more confidence in a floating jerkbait. But some people love these suspenders, or they're probably more popular in bass fishing these days than the floating. More widely used, at least by kind of the hardcore bass fishermen. There's one. Okay. That was cool. Saw him hit it, guys. Close to the bank. Alright, first fish of the day. It's a largemouth bass. I would say he's about 10 inches, maybe 10 and a half, 11, half a pound or so. This is maybe slightly below average for this place, but in my experience, the fish in this, on this side, or at least the bass, are not particularly big. All right, let's let this guy go. First fish. Didn't take too long. All right, guys, so on the bait caster, I swapped out that Mini Max for this guy right here. It's a lipless crank. Got a cotton cordell super spot. Just straight gold. And this thing, you know, it has a lot of vibration, a lot of flash. Might just be a little too aggressive, but we're gonna try it for a little while because I have had good luck out here with it before. All right, guys, I wasn't recording, unfortunately, but we just got another bass on the gold lipless right off the bank. Too bad I wasn't recording. He's a little smaller than the last one, nothing crazy, so let's go ahead and get him back. He flipped out once he got hooked. Thank you, buddy. All right, well, maybe we won't put away the lipless crank after all, guys. I think that's fish, guys. Or yes, it is. Oh man, he got a bunch of weeds on him. All right, fish, let me get all this gunk off of you. All right, that's our biggest of the day, guys, on the gold lipless. Ooh, hold on, fish. All right, we're getting a little better, guys. Getting a little better. That one's about 12 incher. He dove right into the weeds, and after that he couldn't see, so he didn't really fight. But, all right, the gold is working. Thank you, fish. There's one, guys. That one feels a little better. Oh, he threw it. God dang it. I was trying to keep him down. Kept him from jumping a couple times, but sometimes they jump, and this is a pretty hefty, dense lure. If they get a chance to jump with one of these in their mouths, better cross your fingers, because they can definitely throw it. Doggone it. They're not quite getting it. They're just not quite getting it. That was just like I just barely felt him tap it. And then he just shook it. Not quite committing to it anymore. Try a couple more casts. Here's fish. Feels decent. Decided to try out the ultralight rig for a second. Haha, all right. Didn't take long. Of course, he came in with a algae salad, but that's everything. That's just how this lake is right now. Just got a gulp minnow under a float, about 2.5 feet. Whoa, ouch. Here we go, a little bluegill, about 5 inches, looks like a female. See ya, buddy. Alright guys, for start off our topwater mission today, got the old Heddon Crazy Crawler tied on. This is an old-fashioned crawling topwater lure. Caught a decent number of fish on it over the years, though, but it's been a while, so we'll see how it does. I've caught some fish on this thing here before, a few years ago. We'll see if they still want it. Pretty cool action on this lure. Definitely mesmerizing to watch in the water. Alright people, so typically this is a side of the lake where I tend to do better with the topwater. There he is, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Objective accomplished. This guy smoked it. I'm gonna be very careful getting these trebles out of him. There we go. Not big. Maybe 9.5, 10 inches. But he smacked it. Went for the crazy crawler. Sweet, sweet blow up. Thank you, fish. Kind of a snub-nosed bass there. Look at his. Got a bit of an underbite. What do you say? All right. This is one of those lures I don't really see get talked about a whole lot, but man, it works. And it's got a really cool action. It's fun to fish with. I think I was going a little on the faster side with it. And he grabbed it. Makes a nice little wake in the water. His little wings splash from side to side. Looks like Michael Phelps lure. That's what I like to call this thing. Whoa. Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. You're watching Cross Country Bank Angler. If you're enjoying the video so far, if you've learned something new about fishing, or just find the video entertaining or relaxing in any way, then I want to take the time to ask you to please subscribe to the channel. I know that there's a lot of fishing related content on YouTube right now. There are a lot of channels out there. So if you're taking the time to watch mine, I just want to say that I appreciate you, and I hope you'll stick around. We've got weekly fishing videos here at Cross Country Bank Angler. You know, wade fishing, topwater, bait finesse, ultralight. So if that's the kind of fishing that you enjoy, then I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, because I think you'll enjoy all the future content that I'm going to be putting out on the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll consider supporting me by subscribing. Hit it as it touched down, guys. Doesn't look big. Oh. Get up here. All right. Oof. All right. All right, guys, that's a little bit better. About a 12-incher. You just hit it as soon as it touched down. We're just in a good time of day, good time to be fishing. It's like 7:30 right now. We're gonna keep going till dusk. Thank you, sir. We just hit it as soon as it touched down, basically. Appreciate your fish. Gonna give him a toss here, guys. It's 2 for the crazy crawler, even though that last one, that was just putting it in the right spot. Pretty much. Didn't really start retrieving it. But hey, it's topwater. Got him. Third fish on topwater, guys. The crazy crawler, baby. Oh yeah. Yes sir, yes sir. Let me some topwater, guys. Got him, look at that. He smoked it, guys. Look at that. This guy is pissed. Haha, yes. Yes, topwater, baby. The Heddon Crazy Crawler, guys. Don't sleep on it. Cool. Cool fish here. Solid. Solid, guys. Let's let him go. Nice. Back over here is gonna be better. Appreciate you, bass. Hitting topwater. Love to see it, guys. Love to see it. All right, people. So that is gonna do it for this video. But I wanted to take a couple minutes there to talk about the last lure that I was using out there, that topwater lure, the Heddon Crazy Crawler. I've had some videos with it in the past, but I hadn't really talked that much about it. So just for a few minutes here, I have one in the package. The one unfortunately I lost the one I was using out there to a tree branch. It happens, right? This is part of fishing, especially when you got these big treble hooks. So I'm gonna get this out of the package real fast. All right, guys, there's a better look at it here. So you can see it's a pretty interesting design here. It's this hard plastic body, kind of rounded, and it's got these two metal wings. And when you're retrieving through the water, these wings, you know, catch that water, and it does like a little side to side. I call it the Michael Phelps lure. It looks like someone doing a crawl freestyle stroke through the water. And I think it just mimics some kind of terrestrial animal stuck in the water. I don't know, a mouse or a baby bird or something like that. Insect, you know, a big, like, you know, cicada or something like that. But in the right situation, this thing can be deadly, guys. And this is just one of those lures that no one really talks about. It's an old lure. This thing's been out since like the late 30s or 40s, 1940s, 1930s, so almost a century old design here. Kind of similar to like a jitterbug. I think this was kind of introduced in order as like a kind of a competition with the jitterbug. Casts well, just a really cool, unique action that you don't really see. Now you can find other lures on the market that kind of have this same design, right, with the wings, but they tend to be really high-end, expensive lures. I think the most well-known modern version of this is called the Pompadour, the Jackal Pompadour. It's like a $20 bait, and I know it works, but you know, this, you know, if you want to try out this type of lure, just go with the OG, guys. Go with the OG Crazy Crawler. And you know, this is pretty inexpensive, maybe like $7 or $8 max to pick up one of these. I think it weighs like, you know, half an ounce, 5/8 of an ounce. There's also a miniature version called the Tiny Crazy Crawler. The main downside of this thing, guys, is just, you know, obviously this isn't a great lure for a lot of heavy surface cover, you know, weeds and stuff that'll get caught up in the treble hooks and in the wings. And really the wings, you know, it's key to the lure action, but you want to be careful with the wings. You don't want these to get bent out of shape or the lure will not swim correctly. So keep that in mind. You know, don't cast this thing into a bunch of rocks or a concrete wall somewhere. Be a little considerate about where you're putting it, otherwise it may not swim the way it's supposed to. So another thing to be aware of, guys, you know, with the speed of the retrieve, you can vary it a little bit. You know, this thing, if you go slow, it can be pretty subtle on top of the water. just makes like a little bit of that crawl with a wake behind it, but you can go a little bit faster and it'll really start splashing and ooh, hooks are sharp, and create more of a commotion. So you can kind of vary the presentation with your speed depending on the situation that you're in. But yeah, give this retro lure a try, guys. You might be surprised just what you can catch on this old-timey Heddon Crazy Crawler. Gotta love some topwater fishing, right? So anyway, thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Peace.